Right then, all the way from Ukraine, motorcycle ignition something. Right then, so what I'm going to do, I've got one of these, Vape Kit. Right then, so let's start the long, slow process of installing this. Right, now what? I think we might need a special tool to get this off, I have no idea. Right, well I've made a good start. You have to take all this off. There's a little wire in there, you have to unplug it. Right in there it is. To unplug it you need to take all the front sprocket off. And the clutch off and everything. So yeah. Right, I don't know, there's a special tool needed for that. Right then, so let's see. Oh, that might be correct. Let's get a spanner on that and see if we can turn it. Right, so this is an M8. So in theory, what I should be able to do is turn this in, and this will hopefully pull this off. So, oh no, it's just a little bit too short. We need a longer one. Look how I got it down to right to the end, but yeah, it's just not. I'm gonna have to go find one properly. So we just need something just a few more mils longer. Yeah. So, right, let's go find one. Well, I got this off. That was a pain. I was a bit worried because I snapped the end off. So I thought, you know what, it's come back away enough. So can I just put it the rest of the way? And yeah, I literally just put a tie lever behind it. Just for that last initial pull, and it came right off. That must be a very strong magnet. So yeah, hopefully. Right, I don't know if that split's got to come out. Right, I have to look at the manual now and see what the next step is. Right, B&Q bolts. Never buy B&Q bolts ever again. They're made of Chinesium. I think. I mean, I sheared it off. I sheared it off with a small spanner. So I wasn't even applying that much pressure, really. It's not like I had a dugger on it or anything. Just completely sheared off. Using an old bit in the tube, I've got grip on the spindle. And I'm finally starting to turn this. Oh, this is what victory looks like. It's coming now. And as soon as it made clearance away, I should have just given it up. But yeah. Ooh. Okay, so my mistake. I should have used a bolt like this that has a blank on the end. That's why it got stuck. And a bit of inner tube stopped me from biting the hell out of that. Oh, I don't want to leave any gouges on that. Mr. Old bit of rubber from the inner tube has done its job. The instruction manual talk about timing getting top dead centre, but for the moment I'm just going to get all the wires in place, run the wires up, get them all set up here, take out the old coils, put the new ones in, get this all basically ready before we continue. Yeah, just loosely put that on there. Get this adapter bolt, that goes in there. Then I've got a nut and bolt, I'll tighten that down. Yeah, okay. Right. This is too close. Hopefully we can undo this and just move out a little bit. I hope. Otherwise this kit's not going to be very good. It looks like should be some play in there, hopefully. Right, well anyway, I've readjusted that. Now I've probably got too much gap to work out how to get it on right. That's probably about 3 mils, maybe. Right, let's work out how we're going to feed these wires. Now, I think they're meant to originally. I can't remember if they originally go through that hole or not, but they come out the back somewhere, I thought. Yeah, feed them up here, I guess. They're quite close to the chain. I don't like that. I don't like how close they are to the chain. Is that how it went originally? I think it was how it went originally. Was there? Oh no, it went through here. That's it. It went under here. And then went up through here, and then up through this hole here. Well, it's not going to make it through there, so we're going to have to cut that hole bigger. Right. So we're going to do the timing. So with the screwdriver, I'm going to rotate the piston. It's off. down. It's the highest point. Right there's the highest point. The other side is all the way at the bottom. When it says in Russian, you have to take it from me, we need to have 3 mil. 2.8 to 3 mil. I've marked a point on my screwdriver. 3 mil gap. I forgot to turn the camera up, but what I'm doing is I'm putting the screwdriver back in top of the piston, line it up with my pen, and then slowly turn the engine backwards until the screwdriver dropped that 3 millimeters to the next line. Okay, now magneto. Let's see. Just before the firing pin. And then we twist it on just before it makes contact with there, and then that's in place. And that's the timing correct, so hopefully that'll spark correctly in time as well. Now this screw goes in, but to be honest, once this is in place, this thing is actually quite hard to take off. So hopefully, okay. Good. It's in place. Right, so I've earthed the green wire to the earthing point. I've earthed this wire up to here. This is a bit of a mess, so we're going to have to redo this, I'm sure. Don't worry about that. Now let's see if we can get spark. So I misread a switch to open as it should be closed. So basically I misread one of the switches. I wasn't sure if it was open or closed on the wiring diagram. But basically what you need to do is you need to put the battery in series, which actually helps and gives you another earthing point. And yeah, that's what it was. That's why I couldn't get spark. And in theory, turn it off, I just pull this wire. Okay, so I need to do that switch. Cool. Right, now I just need to sort all the mess of wires, and I'm still not happy with this, so I'm going to have a think and redo that maybe to a different location. And then all this needs to be sorted out and mounted in properly. And that's what I'm going to do with this. Maybe a metal bracket for it, because that should be onto metal to get rid of the heat. Right, so I've mounted some bits in. I'm going to drill a hole and zip tie that in place. That's mounted. I need to be able to see it so I can see the light for now to check. That's mounted with one. I'm going to mount it with two maybe. And I'm not sure about that. I kind of like to have that on a bit of metal so it can get rid of the heat. Because here it's not going to get any airflow. Right, so for now I've mounted that into there. That's zip tied backwards. For now, you know, it's not going to move. That's my, whatever that is. Wire's coming from here. I put a little bit of rubber there from the inner tube just to make it a little bit more pretty, so it doesn't, like, hopefully no crap comes up basically. And now I need to repurpose the kill switch, so I've actually had to cut this. So that's the only wire so far that I've actually broken. But I know where that is, so I've just taped it behind the headlight for now. But yeah, I need to repurpose this kill switch. Or reuse the kill switch, so yeah, rewire it into this blue wire to there, I think, and then yeah, we'll run it down to live or to earth or something. We'll see how we go. Right, so I've run the wires through. This all works now. Wires run down here to this mess. So I could cut these all off, but I decided to tape everything up. So that's a lot of the old loom. Just going to hide it there if I can. This bit's just leave, but yeah, I've taken up most of the old loom, so I haven't really cut anything. Just leave it to one side for now. Well, I blew a fuse, but it was to do with my left indicator, bizarrely. So that was an annoying 20 minutes working out what that was. But yeah, I rewired that because it was a bit dodgy and that was blowing fuses. So yeah, back to square one. Anyway, I think I've got it to where I want it now. So let's just fire it up and make sure it's all charging and stuff, and then reattach everything down here and everything. Vape Kit already. So of course now the lights and all indicators and everything powered on as soon as I plug the key in. So indicators and everything only work when the key's in. But weirdly enough, I don't know what's happened here, but the horn works without the keys in. And I also can flash the headlight. Can't turn the headlight on, but of course, yeah. I mean, let's face it, Jawas don't have the best security. As long as something metal goes in there to mix the connection, that will work. So that's fine. My heat grips still work and all that, so that's all good. And then this is now, so even if I don't have the key, you can hear the breaker. You can hear it turn on. So I always have to leave that to the off position, otherwise it's going to very, very slowly drain the electricity from the battery. But with this vape system, I don't need a good battery to run. It will run only off that, essentially. So hopefully this is more reliable. Yeah. Right, well I hope you enjoyed me doing the install. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, like, comment, whatever. I hope you found it helpful. I will be referring back to it myself for when it all goes wrong and I need to know what went wrong and where and how. But yeah, if there's any updates, I will let you know. And stay tuned for the first test ride and see if all the electrics fall apart and blow all the fuses. Let's find out.